But if you really want to make some quick cash in America, the best way to do it, get involved in politics. Because a campaign is nothing more than a slush fund to use as your personal piggy bank. Earlier this week, we reported on California Congressman Eric Swalwell, I hate saying that name, and his luxury lifestyle as a member of the House, enjoying fancy hotels, lavish meals, and five-star vacations to the Middle East, where he does his best Lawrence of Arabia impression. And the getting is good in Swalwell's office because it's not just Eric who's living large. Two campaign staffers, Kevin Callahan Farley and Finance Director Martin Nelson, have been tossing around campaign cash like Monopoly money. The pair dropped nearly $100 grand on travel and food just in the last 3 months, including $3,500 to stay at the uber-exclusive Ritz-Carlton in Paris, and a $5,000 stay at the swanky Lowe's Hotel in Miami Beach. Talk about fringe benefits. I'm in the wrong line of work. But Kev and Martin's gallivanting across Europe may have been too good to be true. Campaign staff don't really go on these trips, maybe if they were congressional staff, but not campaign lackeys. So what are they doing over there? We reached out to the campaign, but they left us high and dry. And without answers, we're just left to speculate. Is Swalwell's office trying to make croissants the official state food of California? Are they just trying to score tickets to a cabaret performance at Moulin Rouge? Or maybe they just love the Eiffel Tower. It's very romantic. And this campaign will waste money on nearly anything. It looks like the only thing they can't use donor funds on is to pay the babysitter. But Swalwell certainly tried. Hey, at least the FEC is finally saying no to something. But maybe it's a good thing for Eric. If he spends a little more time at home with the kids, he can give us more campaign ads like this. Clay Travis is the host of Clay Travis and Buck Sexton Show. All right, Clay, can you put the pictures of the two dudes up on the screen? So two dudes are flying to Paris and spending nights in the Ritz-Carlton together. Now, I don't want to insinuate anything, because that's not what we do here at Prime Time, but why are two guys that are working for a California congressman, his campaign, flying to Paris? Why would they be doing that?
Well, the positive here, let's start with positives, right, Jesse? Because you know that, like you, I try to look on the brighter side of things. At least if they're spending money on this, there's less money to spend on Chinese spies. And we all know that Eric Swalwell has had his own fill, so to speak, of Chinese spies, allegedly. And so, in general, I think this is emblematic of a larger issue for Democrats, which is California has become such a one-party state that whether it's Gavin Newsom, whether it's Kamala Harris, whether it's Swalwell, the people who are representing California are so rarely challenged in any way that they end up on the national stage and they have no idea how to actually battle in ideas. I mean, Kamala Harris is the only person in America who's worse at public speaking than Joe Biden. And Gavin Newsom is somehow the saving grace now that I feel like may well end up the nominee for the Democrats in 2024, not because he's particularly astute or particularly talented as a politician, but just because they have nobody else. And California, it's unfortunate, you know, Jesse, if you look, I'm sure you love San Francisco, Seattle, you go all the way up to Portland. So many of these West Coast cities have followed California's lead and led what should be some of the most beautiful and spectacular places in our nation into cesspools of disgust. Yeah. You look at all the
they better
not
turn Paris into San Francisco, because that is a beautiful city, and we don't want that happening. I don't know if you can see the pictures. We have them on the screen. I don't know if these guys look like they go together. I'm not saying one looks like he could do better than the other. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, what business do these two Swalwell campaign staffers have in spending thousands of dollars staying at romantic, expensive hotels in the most romantic city in Europe? Is it espionage? Are they fundraising with for expats? It doesn't make any sense to me, and they won't answer any questions. So I'm just left to speculate. So we will get to the bottom of this, because now I'm very intrigued about what they're doing out there, because it just seems suspicious. And I have instincts for this, Clay. I'm gonna have you back. And when we find out what they're doing, you're going to come back.
Are you suggesting, Jesse, that Democrats might be spending money in unsavory ways? They would never dream. We're still trying to, Jesse, we're still trying to figure out whether Joe Biden got 10% for the big guy or not. And that's been 2 years. There's no way any of these things get resolved.
Right. Maybe they're going for the baguettes, but we will find out one way or the other. Thanks, Clay, as always.
Appreciate it, Jesse.